Hi guys, and welcome back. It's TYRATHERD. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another lock review in this celebrity lock series I've started. You guys will have to excuse me. I just celebrated a birthday in San Francisco with my friends, and while I was there, I did catch a cold. So just bear with me here. You might be able to hear that I'm a little stuffed up, but we're gonna power through it. Today we're reviewing none other than the legend, the Black rock star. We are not the same. I am a Martian, the fireman, Wheezy F baby, and the F stands for follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you haven't already. We're reviewing Lil Wayne's locks today, so if you want to see more, just keep watching. Now, before I even start this video, I want to make it very clear that I have nothing but respect for Lil Wayne. If you know his story, you know he's been through a lot in life. If you listen to his music, you know he still struggles like the rest of us to this day. So though we are reviewing his lock journey, and at times it may not have looked the best, and I may crack a few jokes here and there, we don't drag black icons on this channel. We critique respectfully, we poke fun, but we will continue to uplift them. Wayne is one of the best rappers to ever exist. He is the blueprint to most rappers out today. And we're going to acknowledge that and honor that in this review. Period. Okay, let's get into it. So this story starts in 1982 in New Orleans, Louisiana. Lil Wayne's mother gave birth to him when she was 19 years old, and his father later abandoned the family when he was 2. Wayne ended up dropping out of high school at 14 to focus on music. One of the craziest stories I've read about Wayne is how when he was 12 years old, he suffered from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the chest. He had attempted to take his own life once his mother told him he could no longer do music. An off-duty police officer saved his life by driving him to the hospital, and today we know that officer as Uncle Bob. I'd also like to add a sincere rest in peace for Uncle Bob, who recently passed on this year. Birdman took the teen under his wing, adopting Lil Wayne as his own son when he was just a preteen. According to MusicTimes.com, Birdman says, "I was his father when he didn't have a father since he was 9 years old. And I love him like my own, and I'd give my life for him, and I'd take a life for him." Wayne joined the Hot Boys in 1994, and they released the Get It How You Live album in 99. The group saw much success and was constantly on the charts. The group included Juvenile, Turk, and BG. Wayne's first solo project was released when he was 17 years old, titled The Block Is Hot, which debuted at number 3 on Billboard and got him a platinum certification. Wayne's second and third albums did not see the same success as the first, but still performed well. So one thing I really like about Lil Wayne is that he's always had hair. That may sound a bit silly, but honestly, it's refreshing to see black men sporting different natural hairstyles, especially in a hyper-masculine industry, you know, rapping about growing up in the streets, poverty, violence, gang activity, etc., etc. A lot of times I feel like young black men growing up are pressured to cut their hair due to longer hair being seen as feminine. The societal pressures and expectations placed on black men are unfair, and it makes me sad that so many boys are told not to grow their hair out or simply are not allowed to. Around this time, Wayne wore a lot of bandanas as statement pieces and sported fros, cornrows, or loose braid outs. That's why seeing Wayne as a youngin' with his mane is so refreshing. According to Artifact.com, it wasn't until 2002 when Wayne actually started his locks. Let's hop back into his story first though. 2004 to 2008 was when Wayne really got in his bag. I was in elementary school when he really started taking off with the Carter projects. In fact, I didn't really listen to Lil Wayne until the Carter 3. During this time, Wayne was everywhere, on every radio station, on every remix, and what seems like most big hits at that time. Lil Wayne has sold over 120 million records worldwide, including more than 20 million albums and 70 million digital tracks in the United States, making him one of the world's best-selling music artists. He has won 5 Grammy Awards, 11 BET Awards, 4 Billboard Music Awards, 2 MTV Video Music Awards, and 8 NAACP Image Awards. On September 27, 2012, he became the first male artist to surpass Elvis Presley with the most entries on the Billboard Hot 100 with 109 songs. Lil Wayne also currently serves as the Chief Executive Officer of his own label, Young Money Entertainment. So put some respect on my man's name, okay? Some of his most iconic songs include Go DJ, Fireman, I'm Me, Duffel Bag Boy, 6 foot, 7 foot, Mrs. Officer, How to Love, A Milli, alright, I'm being annoying, and more. What's your favorite Wayne song? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, now let's get into these locks. So Wayne reportedly started his locks in 2002. Now, I can't confirm it, but it looks to me like he may have started his locks with comb coils. There has been some speculation that maybe he started with freeform locks, but the way his lock grid is established throughout his journey, I just don't think that's the case. Throughout his career, you see his locks get longer and longer, which I think is just so beautiful. A lot of rappers have locks, and I wonder if it's to use them as some kind of marker of success. This is why I always say, yeah, it's hair, but locks become meaningful in how they are historical indentations of where you are in life. Anyway, Wayne always had a full head of hair, so it makes perfect sense his locks would flourish in the way that they did. My favorite lock styles on Wayne are when he wears his locks in braids. His braid outs are legendary every time. Now that I think about it, men with braid outs in general, that's just a good look. He not only has been a huge musical influence to a lot of the rappers we see today, but I feel like a lot of the rappers coming up after him wanted to look like him too. Prime example is Young Thug. They share a lot of similarities in their stylistic choices, and Young Thug has said many times that Wayne is one of his top influences and idols. And I'm not saying every rapper with locks wants to be like Wayne. He's not the first rapper to have locks, but I think his overall rock star style combined with his hair influenced a lot of people. At some point in his career, Wayne did end up combining his locks. You'll notice that though they always looked healthy, it did seem like he was starting to have less and less of them. I've also noticed changes in how he wears them, which to me is an indicator that he is either semi-freeforming or freeforming. It's not uncommon for people to start their hair with a grid and then go off said grid, but he definitely has been given more of a Rastafarian type, wickish type look with his locks. One can only wonder if he started combining due to his hair starting to thin, or was it a stylistic choice? I mean, regardless, I think that was a red flag and an overshadowing to what was coming next. Because once Wayne went blind, it was all over from there. Okay, so let's be so for real. Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., I need you to be so freaking for real right now. Explain to me what in God's name is going on. How you go from this to this, from this to this. Wayne, talk to me, baby. What's going on? What's up? Let this be a lesson to everyone who sees the popular lock Instagram girls bleaching their locks 3 to 4 or 5 times a year. You try to keep up with the baddies if you want to. Bleach is no joke. And yeah, you may get away with it if you're lucky. But a lot of us are not lucky. A lot of us are Lil Waynes. And our hair simply isn't built for all those harsh chemicals and lack of upkeep. Now, Wayne is a superstar, so I'm positive he doesn't have to walk around looking like this. It is a choice. He's a millionaire. You could cut all his hair off and get him some healthy extensions like Fetty Wap. He could hire a loctician to nurse his hair back to health. If thinning is the issue, he can get hair implants like his artist Tyga. Like, there are so many choices, and that's why I think the public is so jarred and floored by the state of his hair now. Wayne has had healthy long locks for years. Beautiful locks. Let's be clear about that. I don't know if he's sick or if there are any underlying health issues, so I'm not gonna go in on him too hard, but this just looks like poor maintenance to me. And like, if he is free-forming, like even as that plays, are you even supposed to be bleaching your hair at all? Like, I just have so many questions. You can tell by some of these photos that Wayne has had a lot of breakage. He has a lot of smaller, seemingly newly started locks in the front of his hair and around the perimeter, which lets me know, okay, someone on his team is at least trying. Okay, there's at least a little bit of effort there. I mean, even through the bleach, you can still see some of his locks in the back still look stronger than the ones in the front. Maybe that bleach, it's eating him up. There's just no way around it. The whole thing about the blonde, though, is that it hasn't always looked horrible. There were times where it looked like the blonde was actually taking well to his hair. I'm willing to bet that had he bleached once and stopped, it probably would have been okay. But I bet you, with him being on the road and having to make appearances and interviews, I bet you there were multiple bleachings that led to this. It's really crazy to see, but I do hope that he's okay physically and mentally. I hope his health is in good shape, and that this isn't an indicator of something else going on behind the scenes that we just don't know about. Hopefully Wayne is happy and fulfilled, and as long as he likes his hair, look, I'm happy for him. Let's get into my favorite lock looks on Wayne. Okay, so one thing about Wayne, every time I see him at a basketball game, he looks so cute. I don't know. I'm probably crushed a little bit, but I love all of his courtside seats, especially from like a few years ago when his hair was still dark and it was super long and just thick and healthy. Like, you can see they look consistent, they look natural, the braids were super cute. I don't know. I just found when he was in his snapback era, I just thought it was really, really cute. This is my favorite photo shoot of Wayne, and I think this is my favorite era of his. Like, I really liked his locks when they were medium length. I think that is when they were at their peak. I really liked Wayne's locks when they were like shoulder length. They just looked so thick and healthy to me. I think this was like 2000, don't get me the line, 2008 maybe, around that time. But I just loved his shoulder length locks. I think they were so healthy in this photo shoot. Just, they look really good here. And lastly, this is probably my all-time favorite photo of Wayne. I love his locks right here. It's giving freeform. It's giving just got off the block. Like, it's not like super defined, super manicured. I just like the freedom of their hair, and it's at the beginning of when he was starting to blow up, and he was just, just a rough neck guy from around the way. So this is my all-time favorite lock look on Lil Wayne. Y'all, Wayne is a rap icon, and I love him down. For the most part, he's pretty much unproblematic. He stay out the way. He don't bother nobody. He drops his music and he goes. So even though his locks are falling off the bone right now, I'm gonna stick beside him. Yes, I am. Let me know what artist you want to see me review next, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye.